Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, final video of the day. Go figure. Well, anywho, it seems that the Trans Day of Vengeance is finally over, or at least for what we've seen is over, considering what's been going on. They did not seem to do too well in terms of advocating for violence, and it's been shut down possibly by the FBI. It says Trans Day of Vengeance in DC is canceled due to a credible threat to life and safety in the wake of Nashville school massacre. The event comes days after Nashville shooter Audrey Hale killed 6 people, including the 3 children, at his former Christian school. The event was planned weeks before the shooting, and the group said it had nothing to do with the heinous act. The event initially caused outrage on social media, as Twitter removed thousands of tweets promoting and criticizing the event, as they said vengeance does not imply peaceful protest. In a statement canceling the event, Tran announced the safety of our trans community is its first priority. This threat is the direct result of the flood of raw hatred and directed towards the trans community after the Tennessee shooting. Individuals who have nothing to do with that heinous act have been subjected to highly serious threats and blamed only because of their gender identity. This is one of the steps in genocide, and we will continue our efforts to protect trans lives while wholeheartedly believe in the mission and message we put forth to Trans Day of Vengeance. We must prioritize the safety of our community and the people that make it up. In an ideal world, we should have continued on the defiance of the individual silence or right to free expression. Now, obviously, this is a lie, because nobody's going out killing trans people. It's not a constant thing that happens. It is of total fabrication. What is happening, though, is that the trans people are going after people that are of Christian values, are targeting Christian schools or Catholic schools, which have been proven by quite a few of other schools being shut down recently due to those mass shooting threats, and including with the you can't really erase the fact of the Trans Day of Vengeance post that's been put out for people, and you also the actual trans community of trans restriction Twitter also advocating for violence. So there's you're trying to say that you're not advocating for violence and you people are threatened, but you're really not. So you're the ones that are actually advocating violence and pushing it forward. The group said they lacked the resources to ensure safety for those participating in the protest and would not, in good conscience, proceed with the event. They were notified the ramifications of the cancellation. Well, it wouldn't be a protest because, for what we've seen, it would be you guys going out with weapons and attacking people, specifically, maybe even ending them. So I don't know about the cancellation is great. But this is all speculative. This is all, not speculative, but this is all, I think, theater, because they have noticed that maybe what they're going to do may drag them very further down than it already has. I mean, the trans shooter really didn't help them at all, and the media defending the trans shooter as well, but them going out immediately after the trans shooting would make them look really, really bad. So they probably advised not to do that because it would just make people hate trans people more, which would be true in that aspect, but it will also make us not want to accept them at all, which has already seemed to be a great pushback. The initial announcement of the event sparked outrage online. Republican firebrand Major Taylor Reid said the planned demonstration represented the threat of Antifa-driven trans terrorism. She later demanded her Twitter account be restored after features were limited for violating rules. Blah, 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 blah. So, all this stuff right here. Twitter is now cracking down on those who promote Trans Day Vengeance poster, so we'll have that. We'll have more on that. The now canceled protest was initially to be called the Trans Day of Visibility, but rebranded as Vengeance means fighting back with vehemence, the group said. It's our battle cry to declare the world that we, the transgender non-binary communities, will neither be silenced or nor eradicated, Trans said earlier. This is themselves from Hale. The group published a statement on their website when the event was still scheduled to go ahead. Which is a group co-founder, our Grites DC and Tran are horrified at the acts of violence committed in the Covenant School on March 27th. We grieve for Evelyn, blah, 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 blah. We will also reject any connection between that horrific event and outs. Well, yeah, but of course, you guys defended the person regardless of that fact, so that's beside the point. And we have this here, where a gun-toting activist threatens transphobes, gets visit from the FBI. Arm ourselves. Weeks after Audrey Hale gunned down 6 people at a private Christian school in Nashville, Tennessee, Kyla Denker had a stern warning on it for any transphobes with sinister ideas. Denker, a transgender activist who runs a YouTube channel with 700 subscribers, loaded rounds into an AR-style rifle while sharing into the camera during the clip, which went viral into the aftermath of Monday's massacre at the Covenant School, where Hale, 28, fatally shot 3 students and 3 adults before being killed by responding cops. the 3 students essentially being children. But yeah, while advocating just the trans people to arm ourselves is not any kind of solution to the genocide we are facing, I do want to say that if you're trans to try to come for me, I'm Todd. Well, didn't really say. Earlier Thursday, Jenger's Twitter profile Pinko Scum claimed FBI officials contacted her by that they indicated they were monitoring y'all harassers instead of her because I didn't do anything wrong. The profile prior deleted later Tuesday afternoon. Well, yeah, because it's again you advocating for violence, which seems to be the mantra for you guys this year. Advocating for violence and nothing else. FBI officials declined to comment on specific claims when reached Thursday by the Post, but said agents remain vigilant to detect, disrupt, and dismantle any threats that may emerge related to Saturday's Trans Day of Vengeance. As always, we ask members of the public to report anything they consider suspicious to law enforcement, the FBI's National Press Office said in a statement. Additionally, membership in a group is not illegal in and itself. In fact, it's protected by the First Amendment. Well, yeah, true. But there's a gray area here. See, it's when you start advocating for violence is where the First Amendment doesn't really protect you in that aspect. So, yeah. So, this is pretty much what's going on here and what have you. And, of course, Twitter deletes thousands of tweets about planned Trans Day of Vengeance protest. Now, I can understand why Twitter is doing this because, as we've seen with Antifa, specifically going out and doing these type of protests or these type of riots or what have you, they end up doing this a lot, and Twitter shuts that down. So this is the same thing Twitter is doing here, trying to prevent riots, protests, and stuff like that happening. So I can understand maybe being angry at Twitter for having this happen, but on the contrary, it doesn't seem to be of a great big issue. I kind of understand Twitter's side on this. But anyways, guys, yeah, this is what's happening. They've been at least postponed or shut down. We'll see what happens today, if not tomorrow. But that's what's happening. Alright, guys, that's the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.